And we are off here. Falcons return the ball first. And that is number 7. He's got plenty of room. Still on his feet, out of bounds. So Falcons, big pickup. Jones with the return, the DB on that. 1st and 10. 14:50 here remains in the first half of the contest. And again, the Falcons in the red. Big line here. Got a lot of punishers here for this ball game too on the road. And punishers lining up here. They got the big set out there right now. I'd say we're gonna have a run play coming out of this. There is no receivers at all on the field here. I don't think the tight end even thinks about catching a football in this formation here. And this has got to be going straight down the middle here. That is back to the fullback there. Short pickup, 2nd down. And that will be 2nd and 5, a 5-yard pickup on the play for the Falcons. So again, we're just going to call this a running formation. This ain't even an I. This is a straight up, we're not going to give you an option but not to run the ball. Again, back to the back, up the middle. This is going to be close. Get a penalty flag on this, holding on the offense. So that will bring the play back, and we will redo 1st down, or 2nd down anyway. So first penalty of the game is can I put a flag on this scoreboard? I cannot put one on there. So anyways, you'll just have to trust me, there's a flag. 2nd and a lot longer to go here, about 15 yards. Again, same offensive set, more of a power running set. Down the middle, punishers are there. We're back to I think we're going to be 3rd and 8 coming up now, it looks like. And Coleman with the ball. Coleman able to gain some yardage here. Looking for what you do on 3rd down is throw the ball. I don't quite see anybody throwing the ball yet, or even trying to throw the ball. We're going to see what happens out of this. You can run a pretty good sweep off to the left out of here. We're going to go to the right down the middle, and the punishers are there. That's 4th down. That'll bring up 4th and about 6 now for the Falcons. Falcons in the red, punishers in the navy and orange numbers. Thank you for joining us here. It's a pleasure having some football today. This is our 3rd broadcast of the week. I missed one on Thursday. Conversion no good. That ball will head to the punishers. So punishers will take over on downs. We're going to take a quick break. With this, we'll be back. Nope, we're in Fenton, Missouri, I believe is the address. Kind of one of those areas. I think we're in St. Louis County still, but we're close to Jefferson County. Coming out of the kind of a shotgun offense here. We're going to have a lot of movement. And we're going to see who jumped first on here. Had a lot of movement on the play. So the punishers will be pushed back a little bit. And punishers 1st and 15 coming up now after the penalty. 12:06 remains in the first quarter of the contest. nowhere to go on that play. That was the Falcons defense all the way. That'll bring up 2nd and 15, maybe 14. Nope, still 15. And other games going on this week. Eagles at Panthers. The Joplin game, due to some issues traveling there, will not be streamed by Southern Sports. And we got split receivers here, 3 backs also. So a couple options, have a run option, have 2 pass options out of this. And it's going to be a quarterback keeper and not going very far option, as the Falcons were there back in the backfield. That is going to be a big loss. It is 3rd and a long way to go here. Punishers have to make it to the Falcons 41-yard line. Don't worry, I know math. I do know math. Sometimes. I think I got this too far forward. So we are 4 receiver set coming out. Straight up shotgun. We're going for the pass on this one. And throw is up. That is intercepted. Falcons go in the opposite direction. That is a first and close to a 1st and goal at the 11. And the Falcons, great field position on the play. We're going to take another look at that, as maybe we're not going to take a look at that. I got to fix my settings here for my replay. Get that all sorted itself out. 15 seconds. We'll make this closer to 25 just because we might have some longer plays here. But either way, it is Falcon football now after the turnover. Falcons line up 3 receivers on the right, wide open receiver on the left. Into that is short. I don't think that is caught. That'll bring up 2nd down for the Falcons. 10-14 to go in the first quarter. And Falcons out there, big possession here. They wound up about the 14-yard line, it looked like, for the spot of the ball. And short pass, double teamed, but the Falcons nowhere to go. That will be no yards on the play. And it's going to be a loss of a few. So it will be from the 21-yard line, or the 18-yard line here. It'll be 3rd down and about 13. And we're going to have a player that appears to be shaken up. Test our replay here, see. Okay, we got our 25 seconds here, so it's working now. We'll just revert back to that if we need to. And Falcons on 3rd down, 3rd and about 13. Going for the pass, looking deep to the end zone. That is up. That is incomplete. Back of the end zone. 4th down for the Falcons. So Falcons can't connect on that. 4th down. This is where you go for it. I mean, you can kick a field goal, I guess, but field goal's no fun here in this situation. And the good thing is you play good defense, you get the ball right back in the same spot that you're in. Looks like cover 2 defense possibly out there. This is to the opposite side. That is tipped. Good save on that by the Punishers. And it will be first down Springfield from the... And back here again, it is the toss on that. Nowhere to go on the little quarterback. Try to get a sweep, cut inside instead. We're going to fix this with that. And then that way, I think, there we go. That will take care of that. I want to have my video clips up. Second down and about 12 coming up here. Punishers back towards the end zone. A little bit of movement back there. Looks for the toss. Doesn't do it. A little bit of a trickery play there. No trickery on this play, though. Falcons defense again. They're going to limit this back to the original line of scrimmage. We're going to have a timeout. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be back. Punishers take their not much further. 18-yard line, maybe. Again, sweep play here. Ball on the ground. That is grabbed. I think it is still Punisher ball. But that'll bring up fourth down. That is a loss of about 6 or 7 on the play. That'll bring up 4th and 15 or so. And then take a quick look at that real quick here. As the toss lost it on, I think he tried to do a little switch opposite, little X-cross as I call that right there in the back. Unable to get the ball across on there where he needed to. Ball came loose. Fourth down by the Punishers. And we're going to punt this ball away. That punt's going to drop short. It is going to be Punishers will give the ball back. 47-yard line or so. But we're going to take a break. We'll be back with the offense in just a minute. It is Falcon foot in the first. Falcon football. Jump on the play, possibly on the defense. Take a look at the penalty here. Take a look at the... Oh, I wouldn't say... I disagree about the Falcons penalty, but either way. $7:25 to go. Penalty on the Falcons, moving back 5 yards. So 1st and 15 for St. Louis here. This is week number 3. Falcons coming in undefeated so far here. Our first official broadcast of the season. Had a guest appearance in week number 1 down in Joplin. So no game last week due to some change of venue issues. Second down coming up for St. Louis. 1-yard pickup on the play. Looking ahead next week here for our broadcast schedule. We got a busy one. We got Waynesville versus Ozark, Battle of the Tigers on the 13th in soccer. Tigers and Eugene will play on the 15th. That'll be at Waynesville High School, both those ball games. Then we have the Dixon High School graduation on Friday. This pass is up. That is out of bounds. Even if it was caught, it would not count as he was out of bounds on the play. And then we got, right now, the Panthers and Right now we have the Panthers and Cougars on next Saturday. That game yet to be determined depending on the field where they're playing. So that is our plan right now. And then also Panthers and Diamondbacks also on the schedule, but once again depends on the field where that game is played. If not, we may make some substitutions to the schedule. We'll let you know about all those. The senior softball games scheduled have been moved to the 23rd of June. Those will be at Mizzou on the softball complex. Another incomplete pass here. That'll bring up 4th down once again. And it's been a tough defensive matchup here. Both teams not catching the ball very well right now. And we're going to see what the Falcons do here, see if we're doing Madden style or if we're going to kick it. Last football game we seen, we had some Madden football going on with Joplin down there, but I don't believe kickers are quite a premium all the time here. And they're going out of the shotgun. This is not a quick kick. They're going for the pass. That is deep. It is caught. That's a touchdown. Just like that. Falcons with the touchdown. Jones able to pick that up, taking a look here. And just like that, Jones puts the Falcons on the board. That is deep. That is caught. Yeah, it's fine. It's all right. And we have I'm sure we're not going to kick this. We're just going to assume they're going for 2 at this point here. Got split receivers here. 2 on the right, 1 on the left. And that pass is caught. So 8-0 is the score right now. And we'll be back after this for the kickoff to the punt. Oh, I guess we're going to add 2 minutes to the clock here, so 7:52 here. There we go. Now we're back on track here. A little technology issue on that end, but either way, it is. And Punisher sending it. Sorry, the Falcons sending it on the defense. Punishers, they're going to get a 5-yard pickup on the play. Linebacker had a Mike Fire, as I was taught that in high school there. 2nd and 5 coming up. And again, that kind of blitz defense going right there. No one in the back, but there's no receivers. But ball's up. That ball is caught. Nowhere to go. And we are just about back to the original line of scrimmage. It is 3rd and 9 coming up now for the Punishers on the offense. Punishers have to make it to the opposite. It's not the 52. It's going to be the 48. So clock running down, 4.5, or under 5 minutes to go, approaching 4.5. And the Punishers back. Well, they're not in a hurry. Ball is off. Nowhere to go, though, on 4th down. That is stopped short. Forward momentum is stopped. That'll be stopped at the 45. That'll be 4th and about 3 to go here for Springfield. Springfield in the blue and orange. Falcons in the red. We'll be back up here, not next week, but the week after. We'll be over at Eureka High School, I believe, on the 19th for Lady Tiger Soccer. Opponent not known yet, and most likely we'll be at Eureka or Parkway for Waynesville Baseball for district competition. And then following that, this might be a first. One of them is signaling for a turnover. And we're going to hit a replay here, see if we can figure out what is going on here. So it's a first down. We're going to see this play. And looks like the ball did make it past. They're going to call him down when he went down. So that is a first down for the Punishers. And good run on that by Springfield to pick up the first. Good positioning on the field for that. Another handoff down the middle. This is another 5-yard pickup. 4 yards it looks like before he gets brought down. Lovely day here in St. Louis, Missouri. Actually, we are in Fenton, Missouri technically, but close enough to St. Louis. Here at Rockwood Summit High School. I believe we're still in St. Louis County. And both these teams, big old lines on them here. That is, again, sent down the middle. That's a straight-up fullback dive, and nowhere to go on that run. It is third down once again. Should be third down. Unless I can't count, but it should be third down anyway. I may not be able to count either, but either way. It will be, there's the third down on that. So third and about 6 to go still. Last play, no yards gained, no yards lost. 1.5 minutes remain. Penalty flag on the play. We're going to have probably a false start, if I would guess. So this will be on the defense if this is... So that'll be 3rd and 1, I believe. So almost gave them a free first down, and pretty close to a first down now. So that should move the ball to the 43-yard line. So 3rd and 1 coming up here after the penalty. 1:40 to go. And down the middle, this is a first and a few more yards on that, maybe 1. I don't think either way, first down on the play. I think he's a little bit short on a spot, but still a first down for Punishers here. Punishers just pounding this ball on the ground. And again, next week we'll be in Kansas City right now is the plan, but we don't know if we'll be in Kansas City yet. Be the Central Missouri Cougars going up there. Depends on the location of that game. And a short run on that. Nowhere to go. I do not have a roster, by the way, for the Punishers, if you're wondering. 2nd and 10 coming up. I don't believe they have a running offense right now here. This is a very much passing offense. Handoff to the fullback. Down the middle. He's got some space. No, he doesn't. The Falcons are there. Maybe a 1-yard pickup, if that, but good defense on the play. 3rd and 9, maybe 10 coming up. It is 3rd and 10. We already had 1 timeout, so we're going to take a timeout. Nope, we're going to have the end of the quarter. So it is 0-0, or it is 8-0. Falcons on top. We'll be back after, well, it didn't lead to a Falcons score, but it led to a turnover, which eventually gave the Falcons the ball back to a long touchdown. And we'll take a look back after this play here at the only score we had in the ball game so far. .5 minutes to go in the second. I didn't update that. I should probably just tie it to the scoreboard. We'll just do that. And Punishers, they're going to be caught dancing around in the backfield. Maybe a 1-yard gain on that. And the Falcons will get the ball back here. I'll fix our little problem there. But we're going to have a turnover. We'll be back after this. Falcons football. I got to cover up my little secret down there. Falcons with the big run, though. That's a 17, 18-yard pickup on the play. That's a first down. And looking back, that is, I believe, he said Jackson. Yep, that is Savion Jackson with the run for a big first down on the play. We do have a score update. I just got to get time to put it in on here. Have a penalty flag on that. And looking here, didn't change that graphic, but anyways, Panthers up 38-0, about 5 minutes left in the game, probably a little bit less at this point now, but Panthers cruising away to a victory up at Central, I think, Middle School up there in Kansas City. After the penalty flags, this is going against personal foul. So we're going to have a double penalty. So those will offset, and we will do this first down over again. So 13-16 to go in the half. And it has really been the Eagles showing, had a great showing on the field, but nothing to show for it yet. Falcons coming off a big touchdown. We'll take a look again at that. I keep promising you a touchdown. Or the replay of it. And that's going to be a pickup about 6. And this is what the score was earlier. I believe this is... I don't know where it went. I just had it. It just went away there, but Falcons on their feet into the defender, trying to tackle him. The offense decided, I'm going right into you instead. And that's a first down again for the Falcons on that. And taking a look at that touchdown from earlier here, this is how that was set up, out of the shotgun. And that is what led to these 8 points, wide open. Coming back to the play here, can't hang on to it, that's incomplete. Second down coming up. And second and 10 for the Falcons here, it looks like. That electric box is very loud back there, by the way. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but it is humming. Another short run. Maybe a yard on the play. Alexander with a 1-yard pickup on that. Third down coming up. And again, the Panthers will pick up a very decisive victory in St. Louis, move them up in the power polls, I'm sure. Movement on the play. See if this is on. This is going to be on the offense, so that is the third or fourth penalty that has either lost them yards or given yards to the Punishers. So unforced penalty on that. Free yards, essentially. Out of the shotgun here, going back for the pass. Has time. That is deep towards the end zone. That is up. That is caught. And St. Louis again with the touchdown there. Take a look at this play right here as drop back, reached up for that play, and that is 2 touchdowns now, 14-0 in the ball game for the Falcons. So 2 points coming up for St. Louis here to try to make it 16-0. And Falcons line up with 3 receivers out there. 2 of them are on the right. Coming again out of the shotgun here, looking over. Can't not open on that side. A little bit of trouble with this. But past the line of scrimmage. That is incomplete either way. We're going to have a 14-0 lead. Falcons on top. And we'll be back. And again, back for the kickoff here. A little squib kick. This is returned right past the 40, so 1st and 10. Punishers will start just on the other side of the 50. Some other broadcast here that not broadcasting today. We won't have a Cyclones game or a Crusaders game today due to some issues. That would have been an undefeated or a 1-1 Bucks 2-0 Crusaders broadcast, but due to some technicality issues of there's a USB plug on that power strip there if you want to just plug into that. Yep. But due to apparently Dodson getting a flat tire and taking his little key to change his tire, caused a slight problem on that. So we are your game of the week, by the way. And again, down the middle, short gain on that, maybe a yard. And 2nd down coming up, and about 8 it looks like here. If I do look like I'm not paying attention, I currently am not, by the way, so forgive me on that one. Pass over, that is connected. Loss on the play, back to the original line of scrimmage. This game or a Crusaders game today due to some could also go to SemiPro game day there, and I think there's that Southern Sports. I don't remember what's going on Facebook, but you could watch this on SemiPro Saturday on Facebook there if you'd like to also watch my game. Compliments of Chris Dodson on that. Third down and 9 coming up down the middle. Nope. He's going to eventually get stopped here. Pick up a yard or two on that. Fourth down, though. 4th and 6, 4th and 7 maybe. 8:55 to go. Falcons, a little bit of confusion on the offense. If you do know any score updates, put them in the little chat there so, I can mention them. I'd love to mention all the score updates. But Falcons are, well, I don't know what's going on right now. We're having an extended in-between play. But lovely facility here at Summit High School. It's a big 4th down for Springfield. Springfield will get some free yards on the play. The Falcons going on the jump. And I believe that was to draw the defense offsides, and I believe it drew the defense offsides. I think we're just going to stick with that. Okay, somehow there is no flag on that. We'll just... Okay, so we're going to restart, evidently. Alrighty then. 7:25, clock still running. Till the half. Again, thank you for joining us here. And the Falcons, they're sending it. Punishers are nowhere to go on here. In trouble. And out of bounds. That is well short of the down marker. Falcons coming out of the shotgun. A little screen pass in the back. They have room. Plenty of grass in between. That's a touchdown. No, it is not a touchdown. Tripped on the run. I mean, I think the 5-yard line tripped him as he tried to cut around to get to the end zone. But anyways, it is 1st and goal now on that. So the defense inadvertently disrupting the run on that, but we're going to have a timeout, so we're going to take a timeout. This is a second timeout on the Punishers here now for the Falcons after that. So not quite a touchdown, but a very nice run to set them up for a 2nd down. That's going to be a pickup of about a yard on the play. So 2nd and 4 from the goal, it looks like. And good play by Johnson, by the way. I agree with that. 6.5 minutes remain here in the second half. This has been a very good ball game here. Falcons on the verge of scoring. I'm questioning if they have a kicker, because if they did, this would be a chip shot right here. But this is a touchdown. That is number 4, DeAndre Jones, going in with the end zone. So 20-0 now in favor of the Falcons. Let's take a look back at this touchdown. So the Falcons able to find the gap here. And that is number 4 right there in the end zone, dancing around to get inside. So 20-0, St. Louis on top. It is, I believe, we still have running clock rules, I think. I don't know. I think it's up to the game. But anyways, Falcons line up for 2. I don't see any receivers this time, so I think we're going to try to run this. And again, straight in the back. The defense is there. But 20-0, Falcons on top. 6:06 remain. We'll be back after this for the kickoff. And we do apologize for that. That was Coleman, by the way, that scored that last touchdown, number 6. Big hit by the defense on the return, though. No return on the play. And it is going to be the Punishers' offense here. But we're going to be back after this for the Punishers' offense. Pass is nearly picked off. That is just short on the pass, but St. Louis nearly with the interception. Had the opportunity for it. That'll bring up 2nd and 10 here. It is 20-0 if you're just joining us. Falcons in the red, Punishers in the blue and orange. So Punishers, first time we're going to see them send the, well, almost sending the house here. We got, nope, they got 4 receivers out there. We got triples on the right side. That is off. 1-on-1 coverage. 2-on-1 in the end. And that is, again, incomplete. Good defense by the Falcons. Good help defense on that. 3rd and 10 coming up. 5:52 remains. Again, thank you for joining us here. This is partially brought to you by SemiPro Saturday, along with Southern Sports Network. You can watch this game also on Facebook on there, I found out. Appreciate that. But district coverage of high school sports will bring us back to St. Louis here in a few weeks. Soccer and baseball. We'll have Waynesville over at Eureka for all their district games, and then Tiger baseball will be at whichever seed is the higher seed, Parkway South or Lafayette. Good completion on that. Good connection. That's enough for a first down. 16-yard gain on the play. I assure you, I would never guess the number of the yards they gain on these plays. Don't check, by the way. Just accept that it's right. And again, looking for the receivers here out of the shotgun. Has the back option, but I don't think we're going for it. We are going for it this time. Fooled the defense a little bit. Good stop on there. Already on the ground after a 1-yard gain. That's a first. So under 5 minutes to go here in the first half. Clock continues to roll. Very beautiful scenery out here around Rockwood High School. Or Summit High School. I'm not sure what they call it here, but I've heard it very different ways. It's not a school I don't think I've ever been here before for any athletics. I've been to Lafayette, been to Eureka, been to Parkway South, but not quite here. And good defense on this. I believe we missed a penalty back there, but 3rd down coming up. So no gain on the play either way. 3rd and 10 once again. We'll see if they bring out that little tight end pass down the middle or see if they try to get a draw play out of this. Not sure what the plan is here, but we do have at least 2 receivers, maybe 3. Far outside On the left side, we got 2 receivers, but I don't imagine we're going to those. I would assume we're going to have a penalty. This is going to be a false start, so there's another 5 yards to overcome for the Punishers on this. And that'll make this, I believe, close to 15 now for the first down. 3rd and 15 it is. Just a note, I'm looking at a little tiny screen, by the way, so the numbers sometimes are very hard to see. 3:20 to go here in the second quarter. Quarterback in the shotgun. I really doubt we're going to get this ball handed off, but last time I said that, it was a handoff. Pass up, that is nearly picked off. Collision with the receiver, but the ball was uncatchable. And Jones on the defense on that. Good stop on by the Falcons. 4th and 15 now from the, looks like the 38-yard line, I believe. 39, 38-yard line. Again, 4 receivers here, both split evenly. And the handoff option coming out. Going back for the pass. This is caught, I believe. That is a beautiful catch on the play. We'll take a look at that for the Punishers. Good catch on this. And we're going to have a timeout. So we're going to take a timeout also here. We'll be back after this. This first timeout for, I believe, the Falcons. It is Falcons football, I guess. I looked at the video, and I cannot figure out how it is their football. But anyways, Falcons back with the quarterback. That is caught down the middle. Big pickup on the play. That is Perry with a big catch on the play. First down. We got a flag holding, though, so this play will be going backwards. Holding at the line of scrimmage. And that will move the ball back from the 24-yard line to the 14-yard line. Falcons have 1:57 to go here before the break, so all they have to do is not give the ball back to the Punishers. So we have 4 receivers here. Trips on the right from the quarterback's position. By the way, that could be a very confusing statement. That is caught, and that is a decent pickup here, but not enough for a first. But a very fair pickup for that. That'll bring up a 1st and 4. Again, another nice throw on that. Now the shotgun on 2. We had some movement here. This is a free play. And that looks like a first down. So that's a first down, but I believe we're going to have a time out. I guess 3 on the left if you're looking from the quarterback, but pass is deep. That is incomplete. And that will stop the clock on that. Well, it should stop the clock anyway. And that'll bring up 2nd down. And again, we're going to have trips for the receivers. And the Eagles are just going back deep. They're not even rushing the quarterback at this point. That is thrown deep. That is caught. That is a first down inside the 15. Big play on that. And we're going to go back and look at this. Singleton able to come down with that, and just look at the throw here. Throw is up and somehow caught it. Diving catch on the play. And that'll bring up first down. 58 seconds left here. As other broadcasts this year we will have. Also we'll have the St. Joe Goats. We'll have on the 7th of June on Saturday. They'll face the Duluth Harbor Monsters. The Iowa Woo will come to St. Joe, Missouri on June 21st. And a little pass to the backfield here. That's going to bring up second down. They're probably going to take a timeout here. At least I would, unless they're going to just try to go for it. Then on June 28th, we'll have the Eau Claire Axemen coming to the St. Joe Civic Center. And then July 12th, we're going to have the Hot Springs Wise Guys. But we'll be back after this final timeout for the Falcons. First, but only 30 seconds to go here. This play is incomplete, so nowhere on that. The defense was right there. And that will stop the clock, though. 30 seconds, actually.
Yeah, he went there. He went the Falcons.
So just under 31 seconds left. Falcons third down and short. Someone took away a point for the Falcons. But it is still 20, by the way. And that is caught. That is a touchdown. Score back to 20 where it should be. We're going to take a look back at this touchdown here as, again, the Falcons, this should bring it to 20 plus 6 is 26, by the way. But anyways. So 26-0 for the Falcons after that. And they'll do try to make it 28. And Falcons line up. Well, they're going to hand this off. So 26-0 with 22 seconds to go. We'll be back after this as the Falcons kick the ball. And squib pick by the Falcons again. That will be recovered. And from the 43, it is first and 10. They're going to hand off down the middle, nowhere to go. And this is back to the line of scrimmage, but that is going to result in actually might result in a loss. And that'll bring up second down from the 44, 43. But the clock will run out, so we're going to take a break. You're watching football on Allen Hilliard Sports. We'll be back in about 10 minutes or so for 15 minutes for the second half. We'll be back. And we are off here at the second half, third quarter action. It is the Punishers with the ball first. And Punishers will start from the just shy of the 45, somewhere in that area. Looks like the 43 is where they're going to start with the ball. And it is 26-0. Falcons on top right now in the red. The Punishers in the maroon, kind of bluish color with the orange out there if you're just joining us. Only final we have so far, 38-0 is the Panthers on top right now, or winning the game earlier up in Kansas City. So coming with the win over the Eagles. And then other games going on, we have the Gators playing down in Oklahoma. That game also on YouTube. Don't know where it's at exactly, but it is somewhere out there in the world. Nowhere to go on this. And that will result in a loss of 1. That is second down. So 2nd and 11 coming up here for the Punishers.
Just give us like a minute to get out there. We're going to hand off the ball, take a photo. Just give us like a couple minutes after the third quarter.
So second down coming up, and this ball's bobbled. It is on the ground. Falcons come away with it. And it is still going towards the end zone. That is a touchdown, Falcons. And we're going to take a look at this mess of whatever happened that led to a touchdown here as the Falcons coming away with this. That will give the Falcons another 6 points on the board, 32-0. We have officials that are discussing something here, but unless there's a penalty here or something, we're going to have a discussion on the field out here. They're trying to say the ball was down. So I'm not sure what's going on. They may be trying to say the ball was down, but they're not signaling a touchdown here. So we'll take a look. Actually, I'll look at the video here. The ball was down 94 with the recovery. He was not down. That was handed off. So that should have been a touchdown by Hampton, but there is no replay apparently here, so we will stick to that, and that he was not on the ground. So instead, it would go back to 26 points here. And good play, though, on that. That was Williams. Should have had the assist on that, the handoff for the touchdown. Instead, it's going to be a first down and 10 from the 35-yard line is what they're going to wind up with. So out of the shotgun here, this is a little screen pass in the backfield. That is dropped. That's a live ball. That's a turnover. That is a live ball. And that is going to be... That ball is still a live ball. That ball, they're calling it dead, but that is a live ball. So we're going to take a look back at this one here and see what kind of wildness comes out of here. Actually, take a look at the video here. The trick is he is at in front of the 40. No, that is an incomplete pass, actually. He was not in the backfield. But alrighty then. It is So his foot was in front of there. That was not a... Interesting. So what should have been a touchdown for the Falcons will result a play later into the ball for the Punishers here. And the Punishers now have a first down, 13:45 to go. Let's see what the video people look like here. No comments on that yet, but anyways. We're going to have a timeout. We're going to take a timeout while they figure out the teams what's going on with somehow. We got 2 on each side and a tight end. Straight up out of the shotgun formation here. Defense in motion going back. Passes deep. Good throw. That is tipped. And that we may have pass interference on that. So we're going to take a look back at this and see about the interference here. That was up. That was not catchable, but they're going to give them the pass interference call on that, as I don't really know if there was contact on that. They both were going for the ball. We'll take a look back at that once again. Both going up. It's close. But the catch was uncatchable above everyone's head on that. It's a first down either way for the Punishers. And that ball is going to be loose. That's going to be a big loss of yards on the play. And big stop on that by I believe that is number 9. That is number 9. That is Chubbs is what I guess we'll call him here. Darren McDaniel on the stop and the big loss of yards. Second down and at least 20 now for the Punishers coming up. Score remains 26-0. Punishers with the ball. And pass is caught. That is incomplete. Could not hang on to the ball. That will result in a third down now from close to the 40 at the 41. Or 39, actually. The opposite 41. So again, we're going to have 4 receivers out here. And I imagine we are going at least out to the 20 on a throw, if not deeper. So Falcons, big defensive opportunity coming up. Punishers drop back. That is deep. That is picked off. That is going to be Falcon ball. It don't matter where he falls at this point. It is inbounds. And we're going to have a penalty flag on that, as this may take a minute to sort out. But first and 10 from deep inside Punisher territory after the turnover. And this is intercepted the other way. Punishers have an opportunity. That's going in the end zone for a touchdown. And Punishers on the board. Take a look back at this play here. So Aaron pass leads to a touchdown on the opposite side here. So 26-6 right now. So it should have been 32-0. Now is a 20-point ball game. A 3-score difference separates these teams. And I believe, I don't see a kicker out there. Maybe. Well, we're doing something. Is that a... There ain't no way there's a kicker out there. There is not a kicker out there. They're set up like there should be one, but there is not. Conversion is going to be, I believe he's short. So it's on the board after the interception. And this kick is going to be short. It'll be returned by the Falcons. They have room. And we're going to have a penalty on the play. I believe we're going to have an illegal block on this. We'll take a look here at this play here. This is probably the penalty. I don't know if I'd agree with that. That was not, he fell forward. He was not hit in the back, but not intentionally. But it's going to be a penalty on the Falcons, so they'll get pushed back to the 25. And the Punishers didn't quite get the message yet, but they are moving their way back to the backfield. 11:09 to go here. So Falcons line up, 3 receivers here. This is handed off in the backfield. Penalty flag thrown, most likely a face mask here. 11:01 remains. That should be a first down. It is a first down, so that should be 15 free yards. And on the 40, it looks like, is where the ball will be placed. So that's a first down for the Falcons on that. And again, thank you for joining us here. It is 7:30 p.m. already. So Falcons line up again, at least 3 receivers. One of them's in the backfield that is going to get the ball handed off, and room for the Falcons. That's a first down and some more. All the way out to the 32, 33-yard line. That's about a 25-yard pickup for St. Louis on the play. 26-6 remains in the third quarter. 10 minutes to go here. Under 10 minutes to go now. And Falcons again lining up, 1st and 10. This time just single receivers on each side. Again, that set handoff once again. He's going to reverse it back down the middle. Still on his feet. Did not see the number on that, but that is a first down. That's a 12-yard pickup on the play. I can tell you exactly who that is in just a second here. I think it is 44. That is 44. That is Bobby Beeson with the pickup and the 12-yard gain. The clock's still rolling here. 8:49 to go and counting. Again, same set. This time, doubles on the right. Again, handoff down the middle. They left that wide open. Punishers. That's going to be a 1st and goal inside the 5. And another big play on that. So the Falcons on the run there. I think our chain crew's given up about on the other side over there, but it is a 1st and 10. They laid their stuff down, said, "Good luck, buddy. You got the marker." And we're going to have a officials timeout, or someone's going to have injury timeout here, so they're going to take a quick break, get the injured player off the field for the Punishers. And not the best place to fall over there on the sideline. But it is, again, this set that looks like they're going to pass. Now, the last time they passed, things did not go well. So, again, they're going to go the run down the middle. A short pickup on the play. 2nd and goal coming up. Again, inside the 5. Okay. Well, I have 44 as someone else, but if it's Andre Cooper, then that is awesome. The roster may not be correct, by the way. Falcons on 2nd and goal coming up from about the 3. Again, they may pick up another yard on that. This time, once again, no go. And Jackson with the run, nowhere to go on that. And we got some big boys going in the game now here. We're gonna be pushing the buffet line here, it looks like. And back out there, looks like it's 44 again. 44, a big part of this offense. I think that's 44 out there. But we got a penalty. We got an unsportsmanlike or something against the Punishers here, so that's gonna be an automatic 1st down, I believe. It should be in half distance to the goal. So what are we? Oh. They're telling Lucky down there, I believe that's Lucky, to get back in the box where he belongs. So it is 1st, and it should be 1st and goal here. I think it's 1st and goal. Well, the clock is still running here during all this confusion. And we're gonna take a break here, and we'll cut back in once we figure out what life is going on. We'll be back after this. Falcons on top, 26-6. Back here, Falcons with the offense. They have room, nowhere to go. It is 1st down, though. And we're going to be close. Is this a touchdown? No touchdown. But we are close as you can get. I mean, I think you can lean into this and get a touchdown here on the next play. We appear to have a player. Nope. Looks like he is okay down there. That is 99 getting up. That is Jefferson, the O-lineman. And going for the 2nd down and goal here. Okay, why does that say 3rd on there? I don't know what's going on. It should be 2nd down here. Because it should have been a 1st down on the unsportsmanlike. Okay, I guess it's 3rd and goal here, but we'll stick with that. we got the same officials as we got in a Missouri-Nebraska football game about 30 years ago here. Actually, that would have been like more like 40 years ago, that Nebraska game. But it should be we have a touchdown, I believe. We're going to come back here and we're going to look back at the replay here. See if he did get in the end zone. He indeed got in the end zone. But we're going to see what the penalty flag is. It is 32-6 on the board. The touchdown stands. And we're going to have a discussion on the field. It's a 32-6. It's again a 26-point ball game. So again, the Falcons going for 2. .423 left. Pass is up. That is caught. And 34-6 is the score. And we'll be back after these messages as the Falcons kick off to the Punishers. And we are back on the kickoff. This one's going to squib itself deep to the 25. Defense is there. And nowhere to go. Punishers are brought down right at the 30. Jackson on that tackle. 5-yard return officially on the Punishers. Punishers will come back on offense. And again, that is a loss on the play. And again, McDaniel with the Chubbs. McDaniel with the stop. That's a loss of about 6 yards on the play. 16 yards now to go to a first down. So that defense is remaining stout. We do have a presentation after the third quarter, by the way. At least that's the plan for a presentation. So again, back to the offense here. It is second down and a really long way to go. This pass is up. That is caught. That is a touchdown. No one in the way. And that is 12 points for the Punishers, barring a penalty off the other side. I mean, looking back at the video replay here, I mean, he was off. He had 5 yards on the stride, and there was no catching the Punishers on that. That'll make this a 34-12 ball game here. 2:49 to go, still in the third quarter. And we're going to be pulling all the cars around the field with headlights in a little bit here, I think is the plan. Those are some fun times. Seen some baseball games finish that way before. Everyone pull their car along the field to get some light out there. And for the 2-point conversion, back, nowhere to go. This conversion is no good. I'm not sure why we have a 42 points on here for them, but it definitely is not. There we go. We're fixed now. So 34-12. We'll be back after this. It'll be Falcons ball once again. And ready for the kickoff here. 2:49 still remains in the third. And this ball is somewhere. It is coming up the field now. Falcons on their feet. That is number 1, out of bounds. Going to be short of the 40. I believe that is Carson Spain, maybe. As I lost him right there. That is number, is that a 1 or a 7? That's a 7 right there. Can't read very well, but anyways, that is Jones. So Jones, it'll be a first down. It is at the 39. And the Falcons with the offense first here from the other side of their own 40. Well, I'm pretty sure that was a flag. And hold on, are we going to call a false start on the... What kind of Ricky Bobbiness is that? Anyways, it's going to be a false start on the offense now. So that will reduce first down, 1st and 15. So 1st and 15 here coming out of the couple tight ends. Not sure if they're going to be involved in this or not. Man in motion with the handoff. It's a sweep. Close to the first down marker on that for the Falcons. And we have a penalty flag out there. Let's see what the flag is. Face mask on the offense. And he's also... Alrighty then. So that'll be the second penalty on the Falcons now on this, which... I did not see that. I mean, it probably was a face mask, but not what the Falcons want out there. This game is just short of 2 hours and 40 minutes right now. And we're going to have the official. So if it's a face mask, it would be 10 yards from the penalty. It would not be all the way back there unless the face mask is... Alright, we have a... Okay, we're going to have first down from the 24-yard line. Alright, so 4th down from the 24, 2:20 to go here. And that ball is down. Is it turned over, though? Or was he down? I do not have video of that one because they were behind the line. It is still showing Falcon football here. It is 3rd down. Wait. 2 penalties on 1st down. How is it 3rd down? Oh, okay. All right, either way, it is third down here. But room out of bounds by the quarterback on that. That'll be a 4th and long coming up for the Falcons from close to the 35-yard line. But they're going to call him out of bounds by the 29, it looks like. And we're going to have a timeout. And we're going to take a break. Right now, the Falcons are playing uglier than a Pinto car show right now. We'll be back after this. This is the lightest defense I have ever seen. No pressure. Quarterback gets the ball off, incomplete. And that is a turnover. The ball will head back to the Punishers after this. We're having some issues with the sun. It is 1:45. Hopefully that will figure that out, but so 1:45 to go here in the third quarter. Still, Punishers take over after the turnover on downs. Short change over here. Punishers scored on the last possession. And they also have an interception. Run down the middle. Penalty flag after the play. And this will be coming from the Falcons side of the field, but it could be... Oh, we also have a penalty flag. This could be holding right here. Nope, this will be against the Falcons. And that's going to be enough for another first down. Just outside of the 10-yard line, it looks like. So 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line, actually, for the Punishers. Punishers back out of the shotgun. Handoff, nowhere to go. Big tackle on that by 94. That is Williams. That's a pickup of about 2 yards. It'll be 2nd and 8 coming up. Clock winding down. It is actually 41 seconds, but we're just going to let the clock do whatever it wants to do here. There we go. Now it's back to somewhat behaving itself. I don't know what it's doing at the moment, but anyways, pass to the end zone. That is incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd down from the 10-yard line. They can get to the 1 and get a first down if they want to still. 26 seconds remain on the game clock here. There we go. 26 seconds exactly on the game clock. Punishers on third down. Thank you for joining us here. It is a pleasure bringing you these ball games here. CMFL football. Pass up, that was nearly picked off. Fourth down coming up. I mean, take a look back at that. That was nearly straight up stolen out of the air. We'll take a look back at that defensive play right there. That was nearly, look at the height on this. Nearly picked off. So 21.6 seconds remain. I think my scoreboard's a little happier again. There we go. We're happy now. The sun was not making things very happy, but the world has fixed itself, at least for today. Don't worry, there's many more things that can break during this. We do have a presentation during the third quarter for the fans here in the stadium anyway. 34-12, Punishers back. Punishers have the 12, incomplete. And the Falcons will take over. We're going to take a break. We'll be back after this. 17 seconds remain in the third quarter. And big room on the running part of things here. Big run on the play there. Looks like he lost his helmet. And we're going to take a break. We have an injury here. We'll be back very well. We'll have to figure that out. And Baker on the run. He's going to pick up a short bit of yardage on that, it looks like. Be second down, and actually it's more than short. That is 2nd and 8. So 2 yards to go till another first down here. Actually good play on that. Falcons. It's going to be a keeper there. Big hit. That's a first down. And we're going to have a bit of a disagreement here down there, but they're going to separate. That's a first down. Big hit on that one. Helmet. I don't know if it's helmet to helmet, but I can actually look, I guess. I got my video feed right here. Let's go back to the live feed here, not worry about that. But anyways, it is first down now for the Falcons. Faking the pass again, quarterback keeper into traffic here, and Punishers are there. That is a no gain. Looks like they're going to give him credit back to the line of scrimmage on this. So 2nd and... was it 3rd? It is 3rd down, I think. So it is 3rd and 10 coming up for the Falcons. 13 minutes remain here in this contest. It's been a competitive one the second half here. Falcons dominating the first half. But as I mentioned, the Punishers, they really chewed a lot of time off the clock in that first half. Could have scored a couple. That is where that would have come into play right now, but Falcons still up by 3 scores. So still a comfortable lead here. Falcons are going to get by. That's a first, and then some more. Out to the 36-yard line, it looks like. So another first down for the Falcons. And the Falcons huddling up here. First down from, looks like just on the other side of the 35 here. 36-yard line is where the mark or the ball is. 11:43 to go. Clock continuing to wind down. Again, the clap count, I guess. Trying to draw the other defense off sides, out of bounds. We got a flag at the end of this. This is going to be behind the offense. That is holding. So that is 10-yard penalty. That is going backwards again. And that means the ball will move back to I believe the 46-yard line. Oh. Alrighty then. It's back to the other side of the 50-yard line apparently. So it's going to be... Nope, never mind. We are back to the 46 here where it should have been. The math did not math correctly on that, but we are all mathed up. So split receivers, 2 on each side for the Falcons. And they're going to, well, I would say they're going to send it against the quarterback, but big gain on there by the quarterback, out of bounds. That's going to be a first down. And big pickup on the play. Good run for St. Louis on that to keep this drive going here. Clock is running. So we have a whistle here before the snap. And we're having a gentle discussion down there about something. I was going to mention that someone did not match the profile of everyone else, but we should be about ready to go here. Now we're ready to go. Clock is running, and the play is back in action. Quarterback out of the shotgun. One receiver off the line, the other 3 on the line, split receivers. And quarterback keeper again. He might as well keep this and go for it. Out of bounds, just short of the 10, make it the 12. And that's another first down for the Falcons on this drive. So Falcons again doing a great job keeping this momentum going here. And Falcons drop back for the pass. Down the middle. That is caught. That is a touchdown. Big play for the Falcons here. Take another look at that. Jones with this touchdown here. And Jones just a straight up route down the middle. In for the touchdown here. That'll make this a 40-12 ball game. That is 36 points, by the way. Wait, no, that is 38 points. Something like that. So Falcons going for 2. Falcons drop back, pass to the end zone. No way he's getting that pass. But anyways, it's going to be 40-12. Falcons on top. We'll be back. And we are back here. This is touched. Falcons with the ball, and Falcons are, well, they're just dancing around now just to get away, but it is Falcon football at the 30, 1st and 10. We're going to take a look at how that happened, but we are going to look at this real quick. That bounce off of one of the punishers. It's Falcon football again. Falcons, they have some room. That's a 1st down and some more inside the 10-yard line. That's 1st and goal for the Falcons. And big run on that. Dwayne James, big run on the play. Under 8 minutes to go here. Falcons, another score here would essentially guarantee a victory. I mean, barring a major comeback miracle. Punishers, that's going to be a loss on the Falcons. So it is 2nd and goal. Thank you all for watching tonight. It has been a pleasure. We got double soccer this week. Waynesville Lady Tigers, Ozark and Eugene Tuesday and Thursday. Then we'll be back for another CMFL game on Saturday once again is the plan. If not, I'll be cruising on my motorcycle somewhere. So that's my plan right now. Falcons line up. It's like receiver in motion. They're going to pass. That is incomplete, nearly intercepted. That'll bring up 3rd down. And again, looking for the pass. Not going to be there. Official in an uncomfortable spot. Might as well, I would just run for it. That is going to bring up 4th and goal now. An incomplete pass. I almost would have just ran for it there and kept it going. So 4th down, Falcons still on offense. 6:35 to go in the ball game. A score here would almost secure the victory, but they've got to get the score first. And that is back to the end zone. Nowhere to go. We got a flag, though. We're going to take a look at this flag here. Possibly pass interference, but see what this flag is. Oh, I guess I didn't go far enough in there, but they may be saying that might be pass interference. I mean, I didn't see an obvious pass interference because that ball was uncatchable. They're going to call. So they're gonna call the penalty. Oh, we're gonna. Okay. And we are back. My headset went out on me, but we're going to have another discussion here. We're going to let whatever this is. And Punishers in the back. They're going to be pushed back towards their own end zone. They're going to gain momentum on that, though. That will be a loss still, back to the 3-yard line. So that'll bring up 2nd and 13, it looks like, for the Punishers. Again, thank you for joining us here. It has been a pleasure. 5:39 and counting. So Falcons will pick up the victory. Again, we'll be back for some soccer this week. We'll have graduation on Friday from Dixon High School, one of our partners in broadcasting there. And then that ball is still Springfield ball. That's going to be a gain of about 6 yards on the play. Bring up 3rd and about 7. Penalty flag. So we're going to have an unsportsmanlike. We're going to take a break here while they sort after the unsportsmanlike penalty on the Falcons. Punishers set up an offense here. Split receivers. Ball's on the ground. It is nowhere to go. Good defense on that by St. Louis. And did not result in a loss, but it might have resulted in a loss of 1. That will keep the clock rolling here. 3 minutes and 16 seconds and counting down. And we're going to have a timeout. This will be on Springfield. We'll be back after this. I believe there's still at least a timeout for each of them there. And that pass is going nowhere. That pass did not come out the way it was supposed to. That'll bring up third down. And the clock continuing to wind here. But at this point, it doesn't actually matter. The game is going to be St. Louis victory no matter what. And again, we're going to have about as many receivers as you can fit on the football field, it looks like here. And again, incomplete. Good defensive play on that. So that'll bring up fourth down. This is the final chance. If not, one first down and this game is over by the Falcons. So 40-12, 2:12 to go. Punishers with the ball on fourth down. Pass is up. That is complete. That's going to be a first. And we're going to have another penalty flag in the backfield here. So we're going to see what the flag is back in the backfield. It is after the play. I believe it's on the Falcons the way it's looking here. .145 remains. So another 15-yard penalty added on to the end of this play. Oh, maybe I get. Okay, well, alrighty then. We're at the 50, I guess. And 140 to go. Punishers moving the ball. Courtesy of the Falcons by penalties. That is incomplete. We're going to have a holding on the offense. That will bring the ball back. So that will make this a 1st and 20. I don't think you can score 30 or 28 points in a minute. Incomplete. Wide open on that play. And that will be second down from, again, back here on the other side of the field. So 1:09 to go in the ball game here. And again, thank you for joining us, all the sponsors of the Falcons, and all the Allen Hilliard Sports sponsors that have supported us this year too. Especially Security Bank, our main sponsor for everything. Thank you for that. And of course, the Dixon School District. So 1:09 to go here, ready to get the final few plays off, but the Punishers don't want to go that easy. And Punishers back in the shotgun again. Plenty of receiving options this time. We're going to throw this. Good throw. That is picked off. Falcons other side. And St. Louis with the run out of bounds. It's going to be first down on the other side. No flags on the field. And take a look at this. Falcons take over. Chance to end this ball game. Take a look at the play here. Over through the receiver into the hands of the Falcons, and from there it was nothing but green grass until he got to the 15-yard line, it looked like. And that will bring up where we are now, a 1st and 10. So 1 minute remains here. Falcons could take a knee here and be nice. Or we can line up with a... I'm not sure what we're doing, actually. I think we're trying to figure that out still. But once again, thank you for joining us. If you have watched this whole game, it has been a pleasure. And Falcons... Well, we got one receiver here. I'm not sure what we're doing here. We got 2 receivers, I think. One of them's not working very hard. Back to the quarterback. That's a touchdown. So touchdown, 46 points for the Falcons. And Falcons will get the running clock here no matter what. So extra point on the way here. Clock running down. It is a pretty much the end of the game here, as that is no good. But that will end the ball game here once the clock hits 0. So we will end this at, I believe, 46-0 here. And we'll be back after this for our analysis. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back. And the Falcons finish the game off for a 46-12 score. Once again, thank you for joining us. It has been a pleasure. We'll be back later.
Fly away. It's the first time of today.